Good morning. Beyond me are the last two fields that we need to fertilize. Awesome, right? Yeah, unfortunately we've been hearing of people stealing aqua during this shortage. You can see beyond the land plane here that we've got an aqua tank full of aqua, and it's full because we blocked the road off so no one could access it. And we're going to be fertilizing any moment.
All right, let's work. It's the 2020 crop year. My name is Matthew Sliger. That's right, we're out in California planting rice by air. Welcome to the rice fields. Ride with me from planting to harvest. This is California rice, my friends. You're watching Rice Farming TV.
Any moment will be more like noontime. So first thing this morning, we're going to check the water levels around our fields, which will give me the opportunity of giving you a tour of some of the fields that have been planted, the progress of the rice plant, and just making sure our flood irrigation water is where we want it. Let's count from the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 3/4. This checkout here is 1 3/4 inch deep. And the rice in this field is 8 days old. We do have a pretty strong 15-mile-an-hour north wind, so that is pushing a little bit of the water down to the south edge of this field. But that's okay. Sometimes we have south winds too. We hope it just doesn't get too strong because that could push the baby rice all to one side of the field. And that's why we have such a shallow field out there, only 1 3/4 inch deep on the heavy side, right? This is the south end of the field. We have the north wind. All the wind is pushing the water down to the south. So up on the top, it's probably only 1/2 inch deep. Now, let's get out of the wind, but first, let me pluck a little baby rice so you can see what an 8-day-old rice plant looks like. Can you see that there? That's an 8-day-old rice plant. What do you think about a 2.5 inch deep root? That's excellent in wind like this because that root is going to anchor it into the soil, and that's going to prevent drift. Now we got about an inch leaf on it, and that's pretty good because it's starting to get out of the water, going to start to photosynthesize. And with the 80-degree Fahrenheit day we're going to have today, that's going to provide a lot of growth. So anyway, that is an 8-day-old rice plant. Cool, huh? So I'm going to continue checking the water on this field. By the way, it's the first field that I seeded, so you can see quite the difference. We have a field that is 8 days old, and we have our last fields that still need fertilizer on it. So this is what paces us out during harvest. We can't cut all the rice at the same time. So as soon as the field's ready, once it's been fertilized and flood irrigated, we'll fly the seed on. Meanwhile, we're still tilling, fertilizing our later fields. It just helps us pace out harvest. Anyway, I'm going to continue checking the watermarks around this entire field, and pretty soon we'll move over and clean the lift pump, which is taking water out of the irrigation ditch and putting it into our on-farm ditch so that we can feed all these fields with irrigation water. Rick just hopped into the 260 Magnum. We are headed down to the land plane, which is blocking the road or the entrance into the aqua tank so that the boys with the fertilizer rigs have access to it. Pretty sweet. I have to just dive into the field here. That's a roadblock. Our sweet, sweet aqua. Here comes Rick. Moving around the roadblock. Using a hammer to lift up the tongue is how we prevent pinched fingers. All right, Ricky! Perfect, Ricky! Yeah, baby! Yeah, yeah, yeah! He's hooked up like a pro. Hydraulics hooked up. Access is open. Come on, fertilizer rig, let's go. So we'll leave the tractor here right now just in case we need it later tonight if they can't finish the 80-acre field for which there's a ditch pump. Just gonna make sure the time clock says the right time. Yeah. Basically have everything flood irrigated out here on the main ranch around the equipment yard, so we're not running the ditch pump that often. Actually, only about 12 hours a day. So it's on for 2 hours and off for 2 hours. Right now it's off. Gonna just check the oil for the dripper. About 2/3 full, that's good. Just checking the grates, make sure there's not a lot of weeds blocking the way. Here's one. Good. So by not running the pump that often, not that much work to do to maintain it. When we were doing all the initial flood ups, we were running this thing 24 hours a day, so I had to clean it twice a day. The workload's getting a little easier out here on these fields that have been planted about a week ago. Anyway, let's go. We'll give the fertilizer rigs just a couple hours to get to that field with the aqua. Right now we're gonna head back to the equipment yard.
Oh, nice. Rick pulled off the sweeps.
That means we can reattach the chisel teeth to the chisel plows so they're ready for next spring. Might as well get ahead, right? We're gonna need these chisel plows in 11 months. Points are on. Old points that we used this year are up. New points that we haven't used, ready for next year, down. Full chisels are looking good. The 7240 has been nicely washed. And one of the 260 Magnums has been nicely washed. And waxed. You guys, waxed. Check this out, all this north wind is pushing the water to the south, as I mentioned earlier, and up here at the high side, the north side of the field, you can see the rice plants out of the water. No problem since the soil is saturated. Just wanted to give you a close-up of the rice plants that we looked at earlier, 8 days old, right here out of the water. All right, let's go see if they're fertilizing. Oh man, the aqua bar's already almost in the last check. That's amazing. Can't keep up with them. Oh no, dust storm! Ah! Wow, kids, do not do that at home. It's so dusty out there. If I want to get a good shot of this fertilizer cruising by, it's gonna have to be in the cab of this pickup because I'm getting too dusted out. It's not healthy, breathing in all this dust and fertilizer. See what I mean? Okay, a little update. Corey's not going to have enough material in his tanks to finish out this field, so his nurse truck is going to have to deliver another 200 gallons, which is great because we'll get to witness the tractor stop and refueling with the aqua. Right now, he is applying 90 gallons an acre of aqua ammonia, which equates to about 135 units of nitrogen. He's applying that about 3 inches deep. That'll be for our baby rice, as it's about a week old, like we saw earlier today in the video, once that root gets to be about 2.5 inches long. Okay, that's 200 gallons. How fast are you going out there? 11 miles per hour? What gear is that? 13th gear? Very nice. Good to hear. And I've already given you a tour in the previous episode of Rice Farming TV of the rig. It's right here. You're just seeing it in action. All right? I think they've already got the 200 gallons. That was pretty quick. About 3 minutes. Anyway, let's say goodbye to Corey and wind out this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up. Say what's up to Corey, because he's a darn good operator. This fertilizer is super important. If he doesn't apply it uniform, we will be able to see it during the crop year. The rice will be wavy, or there'll be skips, or the rice will be just super short. One of these nozzles plugs up, we'll be able to tell. And it never plugs up. Bye, Corey. All right, I'm gonna take one more for the team. Watch Corey's maneuvers. Oh, yeah. 13 miles an hour, yeah, right. Ah! Thank you for watching this episode of Rice Farming TV. Thank you, Corey, for throttling down there, letting me catch up to you. Makes me feel good. Oh, better buckle up. Bye, everybody.